Hi everybody, it's me again, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining me again for another exciting episode of healthy eating, meal planning, nutrition conversation. I know, so suspenseful. Just kidding, it's not that suspenseful, but it is exciting. I think it is anyway. So we're going to talk about grab and go ideas today. We are going to make a breakfast grab and go thing. It does require some preparation. We'll be making egg cups. So I'm going to start cooking right away, and as things get cooking, we'll continue our conversation about grab and go. Okay, so what I've done is I'm going to do egg cups. So I have a pan right here, and then I have some leftover vegetables that I need to use up. So I have onions, tomatoes, and mushrooms. I just did whatever I had. I wish I had some leftover spinach, because I think that would be tasty. So I'm going to take my pan and I'm going to spray it with my misto. I know we've had this conversation in the past about my misto, but in case you missed it, about the misto? Okay, so just in case you missed it, this is just an empty bottle. And then you put your own oil in there, not to the top, and then you pump it, and then it's like an aerosol. And I think if it's like 5-second spray or less, you can consider it fat-free as we're going. So I'm going to turn that on to medium heat. And I'm going to add my vegetables to it. And I'm just going to cook them just a little bit, just to soften them up a little bit so that they're not crunchy in my eggs. Now, an interesting fact too, when you are ordering in a restaurant, and if it says lightly sautéed, that doesn't mean that it isn't cooked for long. What it means is it's cooked in a light amount of oil. So if you see lightly sautéed, that means it is a little bit lower in fat than the other sautéed stuff. We do consider sautéed on a menu as being kind of a high-fat option, okay? So just to recap, what we've talked about, and we're going to go into this today, is what we're looking to do is we're aiming to make our meals look like this, where half of our plate is fruits or vegetables and the other half is protein and starches. We should be aiming for this even grab and go. We talked about the importance of the protein. It brings down our hunger hormone, so it helps us to feel fuller longer. It also helps to protect our muscle too. The fruits and the vegetables, these tend to be higher in fiber, vitamins and minerals, all things we need too. Fiber also slows down the digestive tract, so this also helps us to feel fuller longer. Now the starches we've talked about, and I'm okay if we want to go starch free, but if we want to add them, we shouldn't feel bad about it. So we have to keep that portion though small, and for every portion of starch we need to have double a portion size of fruits or vegetables to go with it. Now as far as grab and go meals go, it's easy enough to grab a piece of fruit, grab some baby carrots, grab some celery, grab some cherry tomatoes, grab some sugar snap peas, cut up a cucumber, even a pickle we can count as a vegetable. It is a cucumber, it's high in sodium, but it's still a vegetable. So we could consider all of that. So, or, for the vegetables, it is pretty easy. For the fruits, it's easy enough to grab an apple, grab a banana, grab an orange, all those things. So I feel like grab and go for the fruit and vegetable side is pretty easy. For my hiking friends, I don't usually take bananas hiking, right? And I got this really cool little plastic thing that holds pears to protect pears in your lunchbox or in your backpack, which I thought was pretty cool. I think they need to make one for bananas because that would be really super tasty. Okay, so those are pretty easy. It's the grab and go proteins that people struggle with the most, right? So here's a list of some easy grab and go proteins that you could just throw in your lunchbox, throw in your backpack. One of them would be Greek yogurt, hard-boiled eggs, cottage cheese, of course, and they do sell the cottage cheese in those individual serving sizes now. As far as cheese sticks go, one cheese stick typically is the equivalent to 1 ounce of meat. So if you want to have 3 to 4 ounces of meat at every meal, you need 3 to 4 cheese sticks. That would be your protein for that meal. Another one is these tuna pouches, which don't need to be refrigerated. This is the nice thing about these tuna pouches or chicken pouches. I have an example right here. This one is bigger than the one that I would typically put in my lunch box. They do sell them in the 2.5 ounce containers, and they come in really fun flavors like sun-dried tomato and lemon pepper and buffalo and jalapeno and sriracha. They have some really nice flavors of these. And if we look at this, so the serving size for a half of a pouch, right? And this right here is a 6-ounce serving. So this would be for, oh, sorry, 1/3. Hold on, I can't read it backwards. It's on there backwards. 2 servings per container. So if you were to have half of this, it would be about a 3-ounce portion, and you would be getting 19 grams of protein. Now remember, 1 ounce is the equivalent to 1 egg, and every egg is 7 grams of protein. So half of this package is pretty close to having your 3 ounce is having your 3 ounces of protein if that's what you would want. So these things are great. I use these all the time. I always have them in my cabinet. So like if I'm like running out the door and I didn't have time to pack myself a lunch, I'll just throw some tuna or some chicken salad ones that they make too. Some chicken ones and some salmon ones they make as well. These things are great. I love them. So tasty. Okay, so we have the tuna or chicken pouches. Beans or hummus, you know, having some black beans on a salad or some hummus with some vegetables. Those are very good too. Reduced sodium deli meat. Reduced sodium deli meat is another great choice, and so is some protein shakes or protein bars or meal replacements. Once again, when you're looking at those, so just make sure they're providing you adequate protein and not too many starches or too many carbs or too much sugar. That would be a concern with that. And so like Slim Fast, right? Slim Fast, the original Slim Fast, I believe, if I remember correctly, it has 10 grams of protein in it, which is the equivalent to 1 egg, and it has 45 grams of carbs in it, which is like 3 slices of bread with an egg. That doesn't seem very well balanced to me. Cliff Bar is around the same too. They have 10 grams of protein with 45 grams of carbs. Those are a little carb heavy, especially for to be considered, you know, your protein. You could definitely count that as your starch, but to be honest with you, 3 eggs, I'm sorry, 3 slices of bread seems excessive to me. Okay? All right, so these are some ideas. And then these egg cups, you can pre-make these, and then you can pre-make them, and then you can heat them up in the microwave for 30 seconds prior to. And 2 egg cups is the equivalent to those 3 ounces of protein. So depending on your size and who you are, you would have 2 to 3 of them for breakfast. And you can pre-make them and run out the door with them. Okay, so let's, my vegetables are sauteed. And now I'm going to take my muffin pan, and I'm going to spray it also so that the eggs do not stick in there. I've tried this with paper, but my eggs stick to the paper, so I don't do it with paper anymore. Okay, and I am going to take 3 eggs, and then I have a carton of egg whites I'm going to use as well, so that I can keep my protein up and my fat down. And I'm going to also sprinkle some cheese in there too. So I'm going to get protein from my eggs and my cheese. Oh, you know what else I just thought about is another nice protein? Might be baked tofu. If you are a vegetarian, you can buy it in like the tofu section, and it comes already seasoned and baked. And it's firm. It's not like mushy, so it's got a nice texture to it. And that's nice. All right. So I'm going to add my egg whites, and I got my eggs in there. Okay. And I'm going to mix this up. And I forgot to get out my cheese earlier. So I'm going to get out my cheese. To add to my eggs. Actually, I'm not going to add them yet. I'm going to add my milk to my eggs, to my scrambled eggs. A little bit of milk. I'm going to mix that up. Now, when we make these, what we want to do is we want to take our sauteed vegetables, and we want to add those into the muffin tins first before we add the egg. And I'll do that. make sure they're evenly distributed. And I make mine 6 at a time. Sometimes I'll make 12. But this would be my breakfast for the next 3 mornings. And it'll be easy because I'll just pop it in the microwave. And now that my vegetables are added, I'm going to add my cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to each one, like a tablespoon or so. Okay, and then I'm going to add salt and pepper to my eggs. Where's my salt? Here's my salt. I got 2 peppers up here. I love pepper. Pepper, 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 pepper. And then salt. Okay, and I'm going to mix that up. And then I'm going to pour, so we have the cheese and the vegetables in there. And now I'm going to pour my egg on top of that. Now you don't want to fill it all the way to the top because it does get puffy. So only fill it like 3/4, halfway to 3/4 of the way to the top. Okay. And then I'm just going to stir it real quick. I don't know why. Probably don't have to. Okay. So I'm going to stop this and change the view so you can see what it looks like before we pop it in the oven. All right, there we have breakfast for the next 3 days almost. I think the one in the upper left-hand corner there, I think that one I filled a little too much, but we'll find out when I get there. All right, so I'm going to pop this in the oven and then we'll come back when it's done. Okay, after 15 minutes in the oven, here is the finished product. The one in the upper left wasn't as full as I thought it was going to be. I was nervous, right? But it turned out okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scraper, my little cutter thing, and I'm going to go around the edge. Oh, look at that. Popped right out. And now we have a little muffin, vegetable, egg. Delicious. Yum, yum. So, that is our meal today. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, like, share, comment. I'm so excited when people talk to me about watching a video or trying something different. It makes my day. So please continue. And we will see you again in a couple days. Bye.